Welcome, everyone, to our exploration of one of America's most intriguing historical legacies, the story behind the US Commonwealth States. Today, we're going to unravel the mystery of why some states choose to call themselves commonwealths, while others are simply known as states. Is it just a fancy term borrowed from history, or does it carry deeper meaning? Imagine a time when words held immense power, when language was used not only to define territories, but also to express the collective will, hopes, and dreams of a people. The term Commonwealth is one such word, steeped in tradition and historical significance. In our session today, we will discuss what the term means, how it came to be embraced by certain American states, and why it continues to resonate with people today. Section 1. Defining Commonwealth. At its most basic level, the word Commonwealth originates from the Old English term commonweal. This phrase refers to the well-being, prosperity, and welfare of the community as a whole. In this sense, when a state chooses to be called a commonwealth, it is making a powerful statement that its government exists primarily for the benefit of all its citizens. Throughout history, this term has carried the promise of mutual support and public responsibility. It is not just a label, but a commitment, a pledge that the governance of that state will prioritize the common good. When you hear Commonwealth in reference to states like Massachusetts or Virginia, think of it as a nod to a time when political ideals were interwoven with the everyday lives of the people. It is a reminder that the government should work for the benefit of every member of society. Yet, it is important to note that while this title evokes a sense of public welfare and shared responsibility, it does not grant these states any additional legal powers compared to other states. Legally, they are equivalent to all the other 46 states in the Union. Instead, Commonwealth is a symbolic designation, a mark of historical pride and a reflection of the revolutionary ideals that once inspired the founding of the nation. Section 2. Historical Origins, a journey back to the 17th century. To truly understand the depth of the term Commonwealth, we must travel back in time to 17th century England. This was a period of great political upheaval, a time when the concept of governance by the people was emerging as a powerful alternative to centuries of monarchical rule. During the English Civil War, leaders like Oliver Cromwell played pivotal roles in challenging the divine right of kings. In the wake of this revolution, the idea of a government that served the common weal gained traction. When American colonies began to seek independence from British rule, these ideas resonated deeply with their leaders. The colonists looked back at the English example and saw a model for a government that was truly by the people and for the people. In this way, the term Commonwealth became associated with the ideals of democracy, self-governance, and the rejection of autocratic authority. Section 3. The adoption of Commonwealth in American states. After the American Revolution, as the newly independent states set about forming their own identities and constitutional frameworks, the ideals of public welfare and collective responsibility remained at the forefront of their thinking. 4 states in particular chose to incorporate the term Commonwealth into their official names: Massachusetts, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky. Let's take a closer look at how each of these states embraced this designation. Massachusetts. Shortly after the adoption of its state constitution in 1780, a document heavily influenced by the ideas of John Adams, Massachusetts proudly declared itself a commonwealth. The choice was deliberate. Massachusetts had been at the heart of revolutionary activities, hosting events like the Boston Tea Party, and standing as a bastion of resistance against British tyranny. For the people of Massachusetts, Commonwealth was more than a name. It was a tribute to their revolutionary spirit and their enduring commitment to self-governance and the well-being of every citizen. Virginia was among the first states to embrace independence in 1776. The term Commonwealth in Virginia's name underscores the state's dedication to a government that was meant to serve all its citizens equally. Early Virginian leaders such as Thomas Jefferson, Patrick Henry, and George Mason were instrumental in shaping the state's identity. The Virginia Declaration of Rights, a seminal document that inspired the U.S. Bill of Rights, reflects the state's commitment to protecting individual freedoms and promoting the common good. Pennsylvania's adoption of the term Commonwealth is deeply tied to the vision of its founder, William Penn. Pennsylvania's Constitution enshrines the idea of the common good, and by calling itself a Commonwealth, the state reinforces its commitment to just, humane, and balanced governance. Kentucky's journey to adopting the term Commonwealth is intertwined with its early history as part of Virginia. When Kentucky became a separate state in 1792, it inherited not only part of Virginia's legacy, but also its commitment to democratic values. Kentucky's early leaders saw the designation as a way to underscore their dedication to fostering unity, shared prosperity, and collective responsibility among their citizens. Section 4. The Symbolism and its Legacy. Now that we've explored the origins and adoption of the term Commonwealth in American history, let's turn our attention to its symbolism and modern-day significance. One might ask, does calling a state a Commonwealth mean it has extra powers or a different kind of government? The answer is both simple and profound. No, it does not. The designation is purely symbolic, chosen to reflect values and historical experiences rather than to confer any legal or administrative advantages. In everyday governance, Commonwealth states function exactly like any other state. They are bound by the same constitutional rules and have the same representation at the federal level. In official state documents, on seals, and even in public ceremonies, the term is invoked to underscore the commitment to democratic principles, mutual accountability, and the public good. This symbolic importance is reflected in many aspects of public life. In schools, in state-sponsored cultural events, and even in tourism campaigns, the idea of the Commonwealth is celebrated as part of the state's heritage. It evokes a sense of community and shared destiny. Section 5. Modern-day relevance and cultural impact. In today's fast-paced world, it might seem as though the name Commonwealth is merely an archaic remnant of the past. However, its legacy continues to influence how citizens view their state governments and their roles within the broader national framework. Across Massachusetts, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky, the term Commonwealth is woven into the fabric of public life. In schools, students learn about the revolutionary history that led to the adoption of this title. Public institutions and museums display historical artifacts and documents that highlight the importance of community welfare and democratic self-governance. The idea of serving the common weal remains a potent reminder of the responsibilities held by both government and citizens. The use of the term Commonwealth is a tribute to a period when ideas about freedom and equality were emerging, and when the very notion of government was being redefined in the name of the common good. Thank you for watching and listening. May the legacy of the Commonwealth inspire you to think deeply about the role of government, the power of language, and the enduring spirit of democracy. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and above all, keep striving for the common good.